you're a Sega fan, you're already familiar with Knuckles. But for those just tuning in, Knuckles came into our favorite spiny mammal's life way back in 1994 with Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Believe it or not, he was a villain at first. Well, not really. Robotnik, or Eggman for those of you overseas, made Knuckles believe Sonic and his hetero life-mate Tails were up to no good, so Knuckles made it a point to fuck their shit up every chance he got. Robotnik's true colors show by the end, which leads us to Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Volume 2, if you will. Sonic teamed up with Knuckles to fight that goofy bastard, and just like that, a new duo was born. Knuckles was everything Tails wasn't. Cool. Like Sonic, he had attitude and charisma, so why shouldn't this badass have his own game? Unfortunately, it was made for the 32X. While it may look like a simple Sonic spin-off, Knuckles Chaotix is anything but. Let's get the story out of the way. Knuckles is looking after Carnival Island, a large futuristic amusement park of sorts. Robotnik rips through there looking to steal the emerald that powers the whole island so he can use it to juice up his latest creation. Robotnik traps Vector the Crocodile, Charmy Bee, and Mighty the Armadillo. Wait, who the fuck are they? Whatever. He traps him in some freezer doohickey and is about to do the same to Espio the Chameleon until Knuckles crashes the party. Knuckles finds that he can save them all, one at a time, using ring power, which holds the two together like a rubber band. All these characters then work in conjunction to save Carnival Island from numbnuts here. After the gorgeous pseudo 3D intro, you start the game by picking a save spot. Sadly, it's busted. Unlike Nintendo or Genesis cartridges, you can't simply pop this fucker open and change the battery. Why? It doesn't use one. Marvelous. At first, it feels like Sonic and Knuckles minus Sonic. Nothing new, but not bad so far. That's when you're thrust into a tutorial. Yes, a tutorial. Up until this point, you've only needed one action button in a Sonic game. Jump. That's it. Now you're putting all three to use. Besides jump, we have call and hold. If there's a considerable amount of distance or obstruction separating Knuckles from his companion, press call and they'll join him. If you need your partner to sit still for 2 fucking minutes while you charge your dash, open a gate or whatever, just press hold and they'll stand their ground. The tutorial teaches you how to perform special jumps in which you'll undoubtedly figure out as you play. Still, if you're playing this for the first time expecting just another Genesis-era Sonic title, think again. This is both Knuckles Chaotix's greatest strength and weakness. Much like Sonic and Knuckles, there's a greater emphasis on platforming. Sonic's 1 through 3 had some stages where you had to slow that red, white, and blue ass down and think before leaping, but it was balanced. Here, there's very few stages where you can really tear through the level at breakneck speed. Chaotix kinda wants you to take your time and explore. While it breathes some life into a formula I had already grown accustomed to, it's a little disappointing. Yeah, I may be playing as Knuckles, but Chaotix still looks and feels like a Sonic game. That just fills me with this overwhelming urge to rip through this game like wet toilet paper, but I can't. I appreciate what they were trying to do. If I put myself in the proper mindset, I can enjoy it for what it is. This game doesn't play out in a linear fashion. Once you get through the tutorial and the following warm-up stage, Knuckles is left at the park's entrance. You can choose exit, which is supposed to be your manual save option, or enter the park. You then play a great big claw game where you can choose a partner to play through the next stage, but the claw keeps moving. It's luck of the draw here. Now, once you figure out all these characters' strengths and weaknesses, you may find that you favor one character over another. You need to work on that timing, otherwise you'll be curb-stomping controllers like an overrated actor in a pretentious piece of indie shit. Once you've selected your partner, you move onward to pick a stage. Again, it's just dumb luck. This is where I get a little frustrated. Every time I complete a stage, I'm brought back here. So I'll beat stage 1 of any particular zone, then get sent back to the park, end up picking another zone where I have to go through its first stage. Because of this, I rarely encounter a boss and I never feel that sense of accomplishment whenever I beat a zone. That kinda sucks. But that's nothing compared to the bonus stages. It reminds me of Sonic 2 a little bit, except this is 3D. Well, the stage is 3D, everything else is comprised of sprites. You have to collect a certain amount of blue orbs in order to collect the power ring at the very end and continue. If you don't, Knuckles then goes for another lap. But there's a price. Whatever rings you've collected during the game vanish with every second, effectively acting as a timer. The orbs are placed on the ground, walls, and ceiling. Knuckles can reach all of them, but because of the shallow draw distance, it's hard to tell if the level's yet to appear or heading toward a fall. This happens a lot, and it pisses me off to no end. It's not motocross frustrating, but close. My reservations with the gameplay aside, Chaotix is very, very pretty. A whole lot of colors are on display here. They pop right off the screen and slap you in the face. Then again, Sonic always made good use of the Genesis capabilities. I'm not sure if these visuals were beyond the Jenny's reach. Not a bad showpiece for Sega's red-headed stepchild, though. Music and sound effects are tits. Yeah, that's a good thing. Audio clarity is impressive. Really, the mix is flawless and free of distortion. It's truly a pleasure for the eyes as well as the ears. Control takes some getting used to, but you'll get a feel for it after 10 to 15 minutes. Other than the initial learning curve, this honey handles like a dream. Most 32X titles benefit from the arcade pad, but the classic 3-button configuration is more than adequate. How about that? In closing, I think Knuckles Chaotix is a good game. It gives Sonic fans something new yet familiar. I urge you to find a copy with a working save function. It really does hurt the overall experience because this is definitely one of those games you need a break every 30 to 45 minutes from. As added incentive, just remember, this is a 32X exclusive. You won't find this on a Genesis collection, only on 32X. Next time on My Life with Sega.
You weren't upfront with me about how heavy the situation was, Vinny.